Hello, this is Legend TV. Today, I want to introduce a very smart football player. He was excellent at passing, positioning, and reading the game. With his intelligent play, he could control the flow of the match. For a long time, his talent wasn't fully recognized by many. Even the national team often overlooked him. But he is a true legend of Manchester United. In 2011, Barcelona's coach, Pep Guardiola, said the only player he wanted from Manchester United was Michael Carrick. Michael Carrick was born on July 28, 1981, in Wallsend, a town in the northeast of England. As a child, he dreamed of becoming a footballer. Naturally, he hoped to one day play for Newcastle United. At the age of 5, he began playing as a striker. He played lots of five-a-side football, sharpening his skills. By age 12, he was already playing for his school team. When he turned 16, a West Ham United scout named Dave Mooney discovered his talent. Instead of joining Newcastle, Carrick moved to London to join West Ham. At the time, West Ham was full of promising young players, including Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard, and Jermaine Defoe. While Carrick was a regular starter in West Ham's youth team, breaking into the senior squad was not easy. After joining the West Ham Academy, he transitioned from striker to midfielder, and along with Joe Cole, helped the team win the FA Youth Cup, catching the attention of first-team manager Harry Redknapp. Though he wasn't flashy, Carrick developed into a player you could always trust and rely on. He finally made his senior debut in August 1999 against Bradford City, helping the team to a 3-0 win. However, maintaining a consistent role in the first team proved difficult, and he was loaned out in both 1999 and 2000. After returning from loan, Carrick was named West Ham's Young Player of the Year. By 2001, he had earned a regular spot in the starting lineup and began to show his true potential. His performances were so impressive that he and Joe Cole were both nominated for the National Young Player of the Year award. However, the award ultimately went to Steven Gerrard. After West Ham were relegated in the 2002-2003 season, players like Canute and Defoe began leaving the club one by one. But Carrick chose to stay loyal and continued playing in the championship until 2004. Their goal was promotion back to the Premier League, but they lost in the playoff to Crystal Palace and failed to go up. Eventually, Carrick decided it was time to move on. Once he became available on the transfer market, Portsmouth, Arsenal, Everton, and West Brom expressed interest, but he ultimately chose Tottenham Hotspur. For a transfer fee of £3.5 million, Carrick joined Spurs wearing the number 23 shirt, returning to the Premier League for the 2004-2005 season. He quickly became a vital figure in the team, playing a major role in Tottenham's rise. Under manager Martin Jol, Carrick became the heartbeat of the team. As a central midfielder, his performances were outstanding. He controlled both defense and attack with great composure, and his accurate long passes sparked many of Tottenham's attacking moves. In the 2005-2006 season, Tottenham came close to qualifying for the Champions League, but a loss on the final match day crushed their hopes. While Carrick's stock was rising, Manchester United were facing a midfield crisis. Club captain Roy Keane had left midway through the 2006-2007 season after the infamous Keanogate incident and joined Celtic. United struggled to rebuild the midfield afterward. They even tried converting striker Alan Smith into a defensive midfielder, a desperate move that proved largely ineffective. In their search for the next Roy Keane, United made multiple signings, but most failed to deliver. By the summer of 2006, United had set their sights on Michael Carrick. On July 31, 2006, Carrick signed with Manchester United for a fee of around £18.6 million. At the time, fans were divided. He had proven himself in the Premier League, but his quality on the European stage was still uncertain. Additionally, Carrick had only 7 caps for England, and he was behind Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard in the pecking order. Although he featured in England's 2006 World Cup round of 16 match against Ecuador, his performance wasn't particularly memorable. Nevertheless, Carrick became the 5th most expensive signing in Manchester United history and was handed the iconic number 16 shirt once worn by Roy Keane. He made his Premier League debut for United in Match Week 2, coming on as a substitute for Park Ji-sung. His first goal for United also came thanks to Park Ji-sung's assist. As he gradually settled into the team and delivered consistent performances, fans' doubts began to fade. He started 48 out of 52 matches that season, scoring 6 goals and playing a vital role in United's league title win. The next challenge was proving himself in Europe. In the Champions League quarter-final against AS Roma at Old Trafford, Carrick scored 2 stunning long-range goals, leading United to a crucial victory. By 2007, with Owen Hargreaves sidelined due to injury, Carrick stepped into a central leadership role in midfield. In the 2007-2008 season, while Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney led the attack, Carrick and Paul Scholes orchestrated the midfield. By 2007, with Owen Hargreaves struggling with injuries, Carrick emerged as the central figure in United's midfield. In the 2007-2008 season, while Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney led the attack, Paul Scholes and Carrick controlled the midfield. Carrick also formed great chemistry with Anderson and Darren Fletcher, helping to solidify United's midfield. That season, United didn't just win the Premier League, they conquered Europe, lifting the Champions Trophy. Carrick then signed a 5-year contract extension with United. Although he briefly lost his starting spot in 2011 and even played as center-back at times, he still made 236 appearances over those 5 years. In a 2011 interview, Sir Alex Ferguson stated, "It's time for Carrick to become the core of this team." Carrick was never about flashy goals, but he always knew exactly where to be and how the play would unfold. That winter, with Anderson and Fletcher both out, United chose to rely on Carrick. United went on a winning streak through match week 32 and would have won the title had it not been for Manchester City's dramatic goal in the final seconds. Recognizing his resurgence, England called Carrick back to the national team in what was seen as a second chance. With Robin van Persie's arrival in the summer of 2012, Carrick was fired up to win the title. His movement and playmaking in midfield during the 2012-2013 season helped United form a solid core. Ferguson even called it Carrick's best season at United. United reclaimed the Premier League from City, and Carrick was voted United's Players' Player of the Year. After Ferguson's retirement, David Moyes took over, and United surprisingly handed Carrick a 2-year contract extension. At 32, with only a year left on his deal, many thought he would leave, yet United showed their full confidence in him. However, under Moyes, United struggled heavily. Carrick, along with van Persie and Rooney, were sidelined by injury. His injury persisted until match week 13 of the 2014 season, but when he returned, Carrick's passing and control transformed the team's play. Despite 4 separate injuries that season, Carrick remained the key to United's winning streaks. With Louis van Gaal now in charge, Carrick was named vice-captain. United's performance visibly changed depending on Carrick's presence. In the 6 matches he started early in the season, United won all 6, and notably, he played in 3 different positions in those games. Van Gaal's injuries and tactical gaps were patched by Carrick alone. United, who had fallen to 7th, climbed back up to 4th in April 2015. But with Carrick aging and injury-prone, United made signing a deep-lying midfielder their top priority. They brought in Bastian Schweinsteiger from Bayern Munich, as Pep Guardiola had built a midfield around Alonso, Lahm, and Thiago. Some fans were opposed. Schweinsteiger was close in age to Carrick and had already rejected other offers. United also signed Morgan Schneiderlin to further reinforce the midfield. Carrick, now 35 and limited to just 18 games the previous season, was seen as nearing the end of his run. Yet he remained calm and committed to the team. Despite United finishing 5th in 2015-2016 and missing out on the Champions League, Carrick was a vocal leader until the very end. When Jose Mourinho took charge in 2016, many thought Carrick's time was over. He signed another one-year extension. Under Mourinho in 2016-2017, Carrick led a midfield that went on an 11-game unbeaten run in the first half.
Alongside Pogba and Herrera, Carrick dominated the midfield. His pass accuracy reached nearly 90%. By covering defensive duties behind Pogba, Carrick allowed him to fully express his attacking talent. Despite his age and injury risks, Carrick remained crucial. Pep Guardiola once called him on par with Alonso and Busquets, comparing him to Benjamin Button. United offered him another one-year extension. At the same time, Mourinho saw Matic as Carrick's heir. In the 2017-2018 season, after Rooney's departure, Carrick became United's new captain. However, his appearances were limited due to health issues. He was diagnosed with an irregular heartbeat and underwent surgery to remove part of his heart tissue. He only played 4 matches in his final season. On March 13, 2018, Carrick announced his retirement. His farewell match, his 464th appearance for United, marked the end of 13 years of quiet, devoted service.
United had tried to replace Carrick for years, but no one could truly fill his boots.
Even at retirement, he couldn't fully let go, and he pointed to Scott McTominay as his successor. "I believe in him, and I'll help him however I can," he said.